Is that a special yarn? That's kind of cool.
Yes, it is. I mean, novelty yarn, you call this.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Thank you.
Feels good too.
Yeah, it is.
So this wall over here, the main wall of the store, has 100% wools from beginning to about 3/4 of the way. There'll be some wool blends further down, but it's all 100% wool imported from Peru. And then in this aisle you've got more wools and some more intricate stuff. You have some roving yarns, but all wools. And then you have some silk and wools. And you'll have more wool in a fingering weight, which is a popular weight these days, in interesting colors. And then you'll have some novelty yarns in this aisle, including ribbons. And then back this way we carry acrylics.
Okay.
For $1 a ball, which is a great price.
Do you find people are becoming more make it yourself, more hands-on, do it yourself?
I think it's always been that way.
Okay.
I think I can't tell you that there's more people doing that. I think it's more a craft for the enjoyment of making things for themselves and family members.
I want to make something for the baby. The baby stuff. I can make a
Hat, sweater, booties.
yeah. I think I want to make something like this. The one I started.
Okay.
I want to do something like that. A blanket. Yeah, I'll do a blanket too.
Oh.
See, it's nice. Oh, a lot of things. There it is. That's what you're thinking of. So that's what I was thinking. Make like squares of different colors.
And they connect them.
Yeah.
Nice little quilt.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna make.
Okay.
The first one I make. So I'll make that. So I'm gonna make that. Now I have to choose colors.
What colors you thinking about?
We have green, so if I'm gonna make that. I want something bright and nice.
Bright and nice.
Buy this. I need to follow it. And I need to, I thought I would have it, because this one is for, they assume that you know how to do things. So I'm gonna buy 2 books. So this one, yarn, how much? 1 ounce. Yeah, I see by the grams. Fine, number 2, and 2 colors. Crochet hook, and then crochet hook 3.7. Okay, good.
Yeah.
We got you to doing
Knitting?
your knitting, yeah.
When I was in 5th grade, I started. Then I didn't knit for years, and I just started again, and it's very addicting.
Really is, huh?
Yeah, so
What were you doing if you're not knitting? What would you be doing? Reading a book, or?
I don't know, reading, cross stitch, other crafts. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Going to the gym, or I don't know.
What are some of the things you made that?
Hats, scarves, Afghans, socks, sweaters.
What's Afghan?
A blanket.
Blanket.
Yeah, baby blankets,
okay.
baby sweaters.
The store has been in Woodhaven for, well, let's see, I'd say close to 40 or 50 years.
Gosh, talking
on
to
the
it.
avenue.
Yeah.
The owner's father had started a business in Richmond Hill.
Okay.
And then transferred it over to Woodhaven. And he was on 88th Street and then moved to 85th Street.
Yeah.
And then I worked with them, the owner and his son, and the present owner's mom also. So it was Smiley.
Yeah.
And it was nickname. His name was Ben, but his nickname was Smiley because he always had a smile on his face, of course. And his wonderful wife Alice and his son Richard, who is my friend, who I work with now. And so he went from 88th to 85th. I started working for the family in 85th, 1 day a week, and then they bought this building and they moved in 1974, and we've been here since 1974. So I know Woodhaven only because I work here.
Tell me about Woodhaven. Show me about your thoughts on Woodhaven.
Well, Woodhaven has changed a lot, like many other neighborhoods across the country. It's a melting pot
Yeah,
here.
melting pot. Yeah.
And it was a melting pot before, but now the ethnicities have changed. That's all. That's all that's really.
What was it like 40 years ago versus today?
40 years ago, I think it was predominantly. Now this is going back, so I could be wrong, but I think it was mostly German. It was Polish. Now it's a big mix.
Yeah, it really
You
is.
name
It is really is a melting pot.
It's like being at the United Nations.
Yeah, it also feels like there's a nice crux of family, older people as well as kids.
Yes, there's a lot more kids now. Families with children, and so like I said, it's a big melting pot. You name the ethnicity, they'll be here, and it kind of like if you look at the store, if you look around,
Yeah,
you will see
yeah,
we have all sorts of ethnicities. So we're kind of like an emblem to this neighborhood.
yeah.
You know, and these are all people who travel. There's many people who travel to come to the store. So you have all sorts of ethnicities coming to the
Yeah.
store.
Gotta ask you though, what do you think the key is to lasting 40 years, 50 years?
What's the key to lasting 40 years?
I mean, I guess there's no one answer, but I'm just curious as to,
The owner
Yeah.
is the man who.
you know what's going on with small businesses today, just
It's
the
very
owner.
tough, and no business stays the same.
Yeah.
And he's always come up with being ahead of the curve and coming up with great ideas to sustain this business. And it's as simple as that.
Gotcha.
You know, he's really a genius at this business.
The yarn master.
The Yarn Master. I think that's a great name. That's a great name.
Awesome, thank you. Well, how do people get in touch with you? Your store or you?
Usually online, and also by telephone.
The name of the store again?
SMILEY'S Yarns.
SMILEY'S.com. Cool. Thank you very much.
Like the one at the end there. The first one, okay? The bigger.